It is thanks to the fact that human beings survive and have ability to survive in this world that they are unfamiliar with, that they can live together despite being fed from various cultural veins, that they can respect and protect these various cultures when appropriate. We can see the best example of this situation in this Ottoman Empire, which we can talk about as the most modern and fairest empire of its time. After its establishment in 1299, the Ottoman Empire had a natural diversified religion and cultural structure with the increase of population and expanding geographical areas day by day. The main theme behind the long years of peaceful life for the citizens of an empire spread. The main theme behind the long years of peaceful life and the citizens of an empire spread over 3 continents that was tolerance and embodied in these lands. By this means, people from different cultures, religions, and races were able to live for many years within the same borders of the Ottoman Empire by the cultural exchange with each other, but without violating each other's rules. However, developing technologies have brought with them changes, geographical borders, and empires have been replaced by nation-states where democracy reigns. Along with democracy, a new understanding of public administration came, and accordingly, legal systems were established and constitutions were written. In the Republic of Turkey, which was established as a continuation of the Ottoman Empire, we can say that although the 1912 Constitution, which was based on the 1876 legal principle, but officially included a completely different concept, was relatively successful. The 1924 Constitution that emerged in the following years was unsuccessful and had bad results. Alevis, which we will discuss in this section, were also suffering from the unsuccessful practices of the newly established Turkey. And while they were in a community that they could live like Alevi identity freely, and during the Ottoman Empire, they began to be officially ignored at the same point in the Turkish political history. Unfortunately, they are one of the communities whose existence has not been officially recognized throughout the history of the Republic, despite the fact that the population has reached today's Turkey by more than 12 million. In fulfillment, for many years, Alevis, who had difficulties in finding a job in public arena due to their Alevi identity, in fulfilling their worship, and even had to deny their identities when they had to, were accepted by the state for the first time as of 2007, and their problems were dealt with at the highest level. In 2008, the first Alevi institution was established in Ankara, and in 2009, the Muharrem Iftarı was held for the first time before the state. The Alevi workshops, which had been held 7 times since then, continue as a communication bridge between the state and the Alevis. We will explain all these developments and the revolutionary steps towards Alevis, shows how the Alevi community has been made to benefit from the Turkish social state understanding and how they can freely live their beliefs and cultural identities. Let's say there's a conflict of interest. In such cases, we can say that they're scared of societies are targeted. After all, activating the dynamics of society in a war and peace and managing perception through the scared is a method as old as the history of the world. Siblings quarrel, divisions into sects, and conflicts between sects, which took place in the 1st century of Islam, are also cases related to seizing power and administration. Those who want to split the Islamic world to its atoms by attacking religion and religious viewpoints of the communities want to separate even the sons of the homeland, who are knead with the dough of the soil within the borders of Turkey as Alevi and Sunni. As a result of this segregation and marginalization efforts, there was some unrest between the Alevi citizens and the state until the Ottoman Safavid War and the establishment of the Republic. It will be wrong to deny these two. The Çorum event, the Maraş event, the Sivas Mandimak Hotel fire had gone down in the history as cases creating internal turmoil between Sunnis and Alevis based on the sectarian sensitivity. The Dersim events, which ended with the loss of many lives, the bombing of the Dersim with warplanes, and the exile of thousands of citizens from the local people, was a very serious shock that was experienced in the first years of the Republic and whose effect still continues. After that unfortunate event, Alevi's citizens began to hide their Alevi identities with great care, reflectively, especially in the city life and official government institutions. But these same Alevis are now in a completely different place in today's Turkey.
Türkiye'de son 20 yıl demokratik gelişmeler bakımından gayet şanslı olduğumuz bir dönem olarak söyleyebiliriz. Toplumun hemen her kesiminde siyasetin özgürleşmesi bakımından, milli iradenin meclise yansıması bakımından ve toplumun çeşitli kesimlerinin daha rahat hareket edebilmeleri, daha iyi temsil edilebilmeleri ve kendilerini daha iyi ifade edebilmeleri bakımından hemen her alanda çok kapsamlı gelişmeler ve değişmelerin olduğunu rahatlıkla söyleyebiliriz. Öncelikle Türk siyasetinde görünen veya görünmeyen ciddi bir vesayet rejimi olduğunu altını çizmemiz gerekiyor. Uzun yıllar Türkiye bu askeri vesayet hususunda ve sivil vesayet odaklarıyla mücadele etmek durumunda kalmıştı. Son 20 yıl esas itibariyle hükümetleri en fazla bu konunun meşgul ettiğini söylemem doğru olur. Son 20 yılda Türkiye rejimini hakikaten demokratik bir hale getirmeye ve halkın iradesini doğrudan yansıtabilmeye gayret etmiştir ve bunda da önemli başarılar elde etmiştir. Bu tabii ki kolay olmamıştır. Yani bu büyük bir mücadelenin neticesinde elde edilmiş bir başarıdan bahsediyoruz. Ve burada da Sayın Erdoğan'ın liderliğinin altını çizmemiz gerekiyor. Çünkü Türkiye'de hem anayasal olarak hem yasal olarak bir vesayet rejimi kurulmuş ve bu anayasal kurumlarla da desteklenmiş vaziyetteydi ve Türkiye uzun yıllar bu her ne kadar iktidarları biz seçiyor olsak da bunların muktedir olmadığını, iktidar olabilirsiniz ama muktedir olamazsınız sözü Türkiye'de herkesin bildiği bir gerçek olarak karşımızdaydı. Dolayısıyla bununla mücadele edilmesi aslında temel bir mücadele alanı olduğunu söylememiz lazım. Bu odaklarla mücadele kırıldıktan sonra toplumun diğer kesimleriyle, diğer özgürlükler alanlarıyla ilgili yapılanlar daha kolay olduğunu söylememiz mümkündür. Demokratik açılım bakımından ele alacak olursak, toplumun hemen her kesimini kapsayacak şekilde Kürtlere, Alevilere, Romanlara, gayrimüslim Türk vatandaşlarına ve dindar Türk vatandaşlarına devletin müsamahası, devletin haklarını iade etmesi, onların demokratik haklarını daha rahat ifade edebilmelerinin önü açılmıştır. Bu konuda pek çok yasal, hatta anayasal değişiklikler yapılmıştır.
For example, knowing that besides the rights to vote, they are representatives of them in a official institution, and especially the fact that they have brought a parliamentary candidate to the parliament. I am sure that it has given great happiness to the Alevis, because as a result of the general election held on July 22nd, 2007, when 3 Alevi deputies entered the parliament from the AK Party, they thought that their years of ignorance were now over. Although it is important for all segments of the society to elect people to represent themselves, especially people who have come from their own way and are a part of their own culture, to the parliament. The fact that Alevis started to gain the right was only the beginning. because everything depended on the education received from childhood, and Alevis have been experiencing difficulties in these matters for many years. Fortunately, the government took care of this situation on January 1, 2008. Information about Alevism was added to the textbook. The addition of sections on Alevism to religious culture and moral knowledge courses taught in primary and secondary school helped relieve the Alevis, seeing that they did not lose their own culture and beliefs while their children were educated in state schools. One of the most important steps and initiatives taken by the Turkish government for the Alevi was the establishment of the Turkey's first Alevi Institute in Ankara on 24th of December 2008. Ministers, heads of Alevi associations, ambassadors of some countries, and many Alevi citizens participated in the establishment of the Alevi Institute operating under the Haji Bektash Anatoly Cultural Foundation in Ankara. Many activities from music concerts to holiday celebration have been held at the Institute since then. It seems that thanks to the Institute, it has become easier for Alevi citizens to socialize and celebrate in the line with their beliefs. Think how dangerous sectarian separation can become. For this reason, it is expected that the highest level officials of a country will speak out against all kinds of discrimination. When the date shows up, January 7, 2009, we see the Prime Minister of the time, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, organizing a Muharram Iftarı, which is very important according to the Alevi faith. Erdogan, who both organized and attended the Muharram Iftarı, held at Feşhane International Fair and Congregation Center, gave messages of unity and solidarity by drawing attention to the dangers of sectarian discrimination. It is a very important step that the Alevis, who were once officially ignored, were addressed by the most important person in the country. Of course, we see that the Alevi workshop, consisting of 7 stages, was started in Ankara on June 3, 2009. Since Turkey is against the show and one of practices, with this workshop, the problems experienced by the Alevis were determined and solutions were tried to be produced against these problems. It should be underlined that the first of the Alevi workshops held in different provinces across Turkey was held in Ankara with participation of 35 Alevi associations and communities. That is, it was welcomed by Alevis. Haji Bektash Veli is a name of great importance for Anatoly Alevis. Haji Bektash Veli, who formed the basic philosophies of Anatoly Alozim, established his lodge in Nevşehir. The Turkish government also named a university in Nevşehir Haji Bektash Veli University, on the 3rd of November 2013, in order to keep the name of the Haji Bektash Veli, which is of great importance for Alevis, alive. When it comes to November 3rd, 2014, we see that the first guests of the presidential complex were Alevis, the Muharram dinner. Innovation held on the occasion of Muharram. Nearly 20 guests, including representatives from Alevi associations and foundations, attended the Muharram dinner held at the presidential complex, and Erdogan listened to the demands of the Alevi citizens. Not long after this date, on November 10, 2014, the Haji Bektash Veli Cultural Association, which is among the non-governmental organization and association working on the Alevi society in Turkey, was given the status of association for public benefit. In this way, many conveniences were provided in donations and other association works. In addition, the legal privileges granted to associations with the aforementioned statues were also granted to the Haji Bektash Veli Cultural Association. On February 5, 2015, studies were initiated to analyze Alevism and Bektashism in Russia from an academic point of view. Russia, Alevism and Bektashism Research and Application Center, which was established within the body of the Malatya İnönü University, was enabled to carry out academic studies on Alevism and Bektashism. The concept of Alevi Dede, grandfather, is very important for Alevis. Aware of this, the government approved the request of a convict in Ankara Sincan prison to meet with an Alevi grandfather on July 5, 2015. Based on his fate, convicted Miktat Algul, 47, staying in Sincan prison in Ankara, requested a meeting with an Alevi grandfather due to his belief, and Algul was allowed to meet with the grandfather of Ankara branch of the GEM Foundation on May 18th. This was now a precedent decision. So on this occasion, imprisoned Alevis will be able to freely fulfill their religious obligations and request a meeting with their Alevi grandfather. The meaning of Muharrem Iftar, which will now be held for 10th time, has been moved to a completely different dimension. No one questioned the Turkish government's sincere approach to Alevis and did not see it malicious. On October 11, 2016, President Erdogan had iftar at Beştepe on the 10th day of the Muharrem. On the same day, the president shared on his official Twitter account, "I wish the month of Muharrem to be auspicious for our nation and the entire Islamic world. I commemorate all members of the Ahl Bayt, especially Metri Hussein, with respect and mercy." On February 26, 2017, the birthday celebration of Hazrat Ali, which was banned in the 1980 coup, began to be reorganized. Since then, many events have been held to celebrate the birthday of Hazrat Ali. Mosques are being built all over Turkey by the President of Religious Affairs, and all kinds of needs of existing mosques are met. In fact, it will be wrong to make a restriction by calling it a mosque, because the Turkish government showed the same sensitivity, not only for mosques, but also for all places of worship. We can see an example of this with the construction of a 13th floor Cemevi in Istanbul on March 26, 2017. On their specific date, the foundation of the construction of the Istanbul Cemevi and Cultural Center, which has 1,500-person Cem Hall in Küçükçekmece, was laid, and the AK Party deputies, the mayor of Küçükçekmece at that time, the president of the Federation of Alevi Association, and the Küçükçekmece district governor attended the groundbreaking ceremony. The center within the scope of the project includes a Cem Hall, a lobby, a foyer, classrooms, activity areas, waiting and resting areas, offices, multi-purpose halls, dining halls, kitchens, sacrificial places, conference halls, and funeral area. In fact, the aim of the government is to show the importance it gives to Alevi citizens with the love and excitement of the first day, in the spirit of unity and solidarity, to offer the opportunities provided to all citizens with humility and sincerity. Also, for Alevis, it is seen through practices that the president, who has worked with the understanding in 81 provinces of Turkey and 780,000 square kilometers, attaches great importance to Tunceli region, which is very important for Alevis. When viewed, this region, which is politically under the rule of another party, continues to receive services by keeping it above politics like all other provinces. It is not interesting that we see the following motto in today's Turkey. We've lived with Alevis, Sunnis, Laz, Circassians, Turks and Kurds for centuries, and will continue to do so. As a result, we touched on the rights of the Alevi communities, which have been aggrieved as a result of Turkish political history. Sometimes as a result of wilderness campaigns under the roof of the Republic of Turkey, which has matured after the 2000s. In this section, we have talked about the ending and the discrimination against the human dignity of the Alevis through the direct initiatives and their transformation from being excluded from the society in terms of belief, culture, into individuals who can freely live their identities and selves as Turkish citizens.